Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel press conference reaction. Get involved in this one, Reds, and don't forget to smash that like button. Injury updates first on Shaw and Mount. Looks like Luke Shaw could be out for a couple of months.
Yeah, he's saying he's going to be out for longer than Mason Mount, so that does look like 2 months. And to be honest with you, he's not worried about it. His press conference was there. The squad depth, that's what it's all about. He expects things like this to happen. So I don't think there's going to be anything like a panic buy with what people have been talking about. Shaw's injury, it's unfortunate, but I don't see the need to worry. I think Delow's there. Malacia hopefully will be back soon. So we've got cover. He's not worried about it, and he expects things like this. And that's the way it is at the start of the season for a lot of teams. And like I say, there's no panic here.
Yeah, no panic. You've got to bite the bullet because things like this do happen. Injuries, you know, you look at last season, you know, big missing Lisandro Martinez towards the end of the season, and all teams have to cope with this.
Yes.
And I think with Delow going in at left back, I think he's more than capable in slotting in there and doing a job while Luke Shaw's out. You know, the other person who we've not mentioned is Alvaro Fernandez. His talk around him actually leaving Manchester United, going to Burnley. So will Erik Ten Hag think twice in keeping hold of him with Luke Shaw being out?
Yeah, he probably will do. The solutions are within the squad. And he has been in the squad. So really, no need to panic here. And he's comfortable with it. He didn't seem too worried about it. Unfortunate for Luke Shaw, but hey, that's the way of the world.
Yeah, Casemiro was pinpointed.
Yes.
With his recent performances, getting a lot of criticism out there from the media. What did you rate Ten Hag's response to that with Casemiro?
Well, it's about fitness. People have questioned Casemiro's fitness. We've questioned his fitness. But we've also looked at what has been happening to Casemiro. Casemiro sort of been left on his own at times, and he's had to do too much. And he pinpointed that today, Ten Hag. He said, look, the forwards and the defence, in other words, they've got to work with the midfield. He's got no worries whatsoever with Casemiro's fitness, and he's got no worries with the players. Their fitness, he says, is top notch. And at the end of the day, we've seen it. We've seen the midfield isolated, too wide apart, and the other players have got to do the job. And that's what he was emphasising today. They've all got to work together. And the two team performances, what we've seen against Wolves and Spurs, is all about I think, rustiness. And I think Ten Hag was sort of saying that today. Rustiness, and they've got to do better. The performance level, that's what it is. Nothing to do with fitness.
Yeah, I was surprised as well at how much he focused on, you know, Casemiro, and he was explaining to the journalists that, look, it's the front four, you know, the defenders at the back who all need to start communicating with each other, work as a unit, so they limit that space for the opposition to run into. It's not just Casemiro's job to sort that out.
Yeah, but what it is, Casemiro's come under scrutiny. His age, and is he good enough? Is he fading and all that? So that's what it's focused on, and he knows that. We know that. So the criticism was coming from the press today, and he answered it, and he just said, they're fit, Casemiro's fit, and it's down to performance, and people have just got to up the game. And that's what it is. Early days yet in this season, 2 games, rustiness, that's how I see it, and I think Ten Hag sees that, and he's had a word with him. I think he's worked really hard with him this week, and they're going to be improved against Forest, and we've got the Arsenal game coming up next week, so it's all to play for.
Yeah, before we move on to the news on Ramsus Højlund, so do you expect a much stronger performance than against Nottingham Forest, and the chances that we do create this weekend, that we're going to get at least 2 or 3 goals?
Yeah, listen, the chances have been created. They were certainly created at Tottenham, just not put away. I expect an improved performance. He's demanding an improved performance, and I think the goals will come. If you look at Nottingham Forest, we've played them 3 times last year, and we were scoring the goals. So I don't see it changing. We will create. We're at Old Trafford, and to be honest with you, he's had a great run at Old Trafford since he's been here, Erik Ten Hag, and I think it will continue against Forest. He expects that, and he demands it.
I was hoping for that good news, though, to see Ramsus Højlund would be making the bench at least on Saturday against Nottingham Forest, but it doesn't look the case. Only started team training today with the rest of the squad, so it's more than likely we'll see him against Arsenal next week.
Yeah, he's explained there today. He'll be training with the full squad all next week with an eye to the Arsenal game. Whether he actually makes it on the pitch to start the game, we don't know. Obviously, they'll be taking a good look at him, but he can certainly clear Ramsus Højlund next week, fully back training, and he's expecting him to be in the squad and in and amongst around it against Arsenal. So that's good to see. So it's not all doom and gloom. things are improving. You get one way with Luke Shaw, with Mason Mount, and then next thing you know, you've got Hojlund coming back, and he's really excited, and we should all be excited about it. Back in training next week. I think he's just keeping him out of the limelight for the Forest game.
With that news on Hojlund, though, that he'll start, first team training for a full week next week.
Yeah.
Do you expect to see Martial then get some minutes against Nottingham Forest, looking more towards that Arsenal game next week? Because we need an out-and-out striker surely going into that game.
Yeah, I mentioned it yesterday. I'm expecting Anthony Martial to be on the pitch and start as the striker tomorrow. I think he will come up with a few changes. Obviously, there's a couple of forced-in changes, but the need to make changes was clear and evident because the performance levels weren't there, and one or two players might need a kick up the backside.
Yeah, Eriksen to come in then for Mount tomorrow.
Yeah, Eriksen to come in for Mount. I think Rashford will go out wide, and I think Martial will come in, and it won't be a bad thing. What's the name? Changing the players up, it will give them a little boost.
A little bit of freshness.
Yeah, freshness is what's called for. Get that rustiness out, and the performance levels, he's demanding it, and I think we'll see it against Forest.
Still going 3-0, Man United?
I'm still going 3-0, that's my prediction.
I'm going 2-0. Let me know what you think out there, what the result would be. Get involved in the chat. We just thought I'd do a quick reaction to Erik ten Hag's press conference. You get involved as well. And we will see you straight after the game with reaction from my dad, Tony, and also Webby. So look out for them. Get them notifications on, Reds. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and we'll see you after the game Saturday with the 3 points.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.